Alex, Evie Stoy here. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you can join me in this musical life of mine. Before I get started with today's video, I'm going to remind you that I am doing a cover song the second to last Friday of this month. So voting is closing next Friday. So put in your votes, y'all. All you need to do is put the letter of the song that you want most, and whichever song gets the most votes, I will be doing. So, song A is Motions by Matthew West. Song B is Up Again by Dan Bremnes. Song C is Prize Worth Fighting For by Jamie Kimmett. And song D is Favorite Song by Toby Mac. Alright, getting into today's video, I decided to take things a little bit differently today because I know I've been posting a lot of music and, you know, I'm just going to take a little time and get real. I'm going to tell you about how my life started with music, and it's basically just a big history of music in my life. And so if you don't like histories, you don't have to listen, but I mean, maybe you might want to, because I'm just going to give you a little bit of my background on how I came where I am right now. And so here we go. I was born in 2003, which you might have known since I recently turned 17. So yeah, May 8th, 2003, I was born back in Clackamas, Oregon, and my parents had a job, so they weren't able to take care of me all the time, so my grandparents would babysit me. And so I would go with them to orchestra practice because my grandpa was a conductor for the church's orchestra, and I would come with them, and he gave me like this little tiny violin toy, and it was like really tiny, like you could hold it between your fingers, and like the little bow was like super tiny. But I would sit with the violinists and I would pretend that I was playing. And another thing that I loved to do when I was little, I loved going to garage sales with my mom, because like they always had like such fun toys there. And one time I found this like squeaky accordion, and like it didn't really look like an accordion, probably like cartoon style accordion, but like it had like handles, and like you would push it in and then it would squeak. And I took that to practice with me one time when I went with my grandpa. I was probably about like 4 at the time, and I was like squeaking it. I was just going at it, and my grandma told me to quiet down, but I wouldn't, and I just kept going. I really don't know how they would practice with me around, but somehow they managed, because I mean, my grandpa has a really good orchestra. So then after that, I started trying to learn mandolin, but that only lasted like a couple of days because I didn't really like it. My mom was like, you should learn mandolin, it's so easy. And then like I looked at it and I was like, there's like 8 strings on this thing and you're calling it easy. I didn't get that both strings played the same note. I just, it was confusing to me, and so I didn't want to learn. And then I ended up taking flute lessons, but I learned until our teacher ended up like not really teaching us anymore, and then my grandpa started giving me sheet music for the orchestra, and I would start learning how to play that. And then not long after that, when I was about 10, I wrote my first song, and it was a Christmas song. It was a cappella because I had no idea what to do with instruments and music and singing, so it was an a cappella song. And then after that, I ended up moving to Texas, and not much really happened with my musical life. I mean, I still continued with flute, and I would play the sheet music that my grandpa gave me, but then, you know, I just kind of lost interest. My mom started a violin class when I was about 11 or 12, and I obviously had to play violin because my mom was like, okay, you guys are learning too. So I learned, and I was one of the more advanced students in the class. So my mom, she didn't really like conducting in front of the whole church. So she had this lady teach me how to conduct the violin orchestra, as we called it. And I went up there a couple of times and I conducted. It was probably very poor, but I kept the beat, so you know, it's not that bad. I was also part of girls choir, and I sang Romanian songs and English songs, and it was great. I love it. I'm honestly more of like an alto person, but as I got older, I was able to sing like first soprano, not really second soprano, because like that's too high. But then after violin, actually while I was still learning violin, when I was 13, I got a guitar for my birthday, and so I actually taught myself how to play that. I found a few videos on YouTube and I used those for reference, but really all I needed was like a chord chart, and then I could play any song. Then I continued playing that. I wrote a couple of songs when I was 13. I wrote quite a few. I have them in like a journal, but I don't think I've ever like put them out there. It's probably one, but it's like on my family's YouTube channel that we used to take care of, but now we don't really post on it anymore. I will actually put that link in the description below so you guys can look at it. It was a pretty good song for like starting back up again with music. Then a couple years pass and I'm realizing that I want to play the ukulele. And I actually have a couple friends who have inspired me to play ukulele. And I will give a shout out to those people right now. Natalie Popchanka and Benny Stulianik. Those people have inspired me to play ukulele because they're like really good. Shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. So when I was 15, my parents kept asking me, like, what do you want for Christmas? Because like Christmas is coming right around the corner. And I was like, I want a ukulele. And they're like, no, seriously, Alexis, what do you want? And like every single time, I was like, I want a ukulele. I want a ukulele. I also asked for Toby Mac concert tickets because they were having a Toby Mac concert that the end of June the next year. And so I was like, yes, please. So I got my ukulele when I was 15, and I got to go to a Toby Mac concert January 31st, 2019, and it was a blast. I loved it so much. I got to see some of my favorite artists, including Toby Mac, who I like grew up listening to, so that was awesome. And so yeah, I've been playing my ukulele for about a year and a half now, right? A year and a half. Yes, I'm doing the math right. And so I wrote a couple of songs last year, but not very many. And then this year, when the COVID break and all started, God was like, boom, Alexis, you're gonna write tons of songs. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And of course you can't whoa God, so I just ended up with like a ton of songs, and I'm still writing more. It's insane. I honestly can't do without God, and I think that brings us to the present. I am also a guitarist for my band at church, my worship band at Northside Christian Church, and I also play guitar for a band that me and my friend Stephanie founded. It's called Third Sunrise, and I will be posting Third Sunrise songs that we have written in my channel in the future. And yeah, I think that's all. But through it all, God's been with me, and He's been the one inspiring my songs. He's been the one who gave me this amazing musically inclined family that made me musically inclined, and He's the one that gave me my voice and my ukulele and my guitar and everything, and I'm so thankful. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below and tell me what you thought, and tell me any details of your musical life. Till next time, peace out. Love you guys.